Lindsay Jensen had too good of an excuse to be called a runaway juror. On the day she was picked to decide a case, Lindsay went home to Bayview and then, whammo, into labor. How seriously did she take her role as a citizen? In the midst of her contractions at the hospital, she set an alarm for 8 in the morning so her boyfriend, Sam Mason, could call the jury management office to report the emergency. "I didn't want to just not show up," she told me. Lindsay and Sam's daughter, Tilden Jean, was born at 10:16 a.m. on December 6. This story begins the afternoon of December 5 when Lindsay, 31, obeyed her summons and reported to Milwaukee County Children's Court. She and a couple dozen other prospective jurors headed to the courtroom of Circuit Judge Christopher Foley. He saw how pregnant she looked and asked about it. She assured me her due date was several weeks away. I kiddingly told her she was on her own if she went into labor because I would be fainting, Foley said. Lindsay's co-workers, she's a special ed teacher at Bruce Guadalupe Community School in Milwaukee, had expressed the same concern. "They're not going to pick you. You're pregnant." I was like, "Well, I still have to go," she said. Then, of course, the lawyers did pick her. There's irony in the type of trial it was. Here was Lindsay, about to become a parent for the first time, now being asked to decide on a termination of parental rights case for a dad who wasn't cutting it. Once the jury was selected, it was too late in the day to start testimony. So Lindsay and the others were dismissed and told to return in the morning. Lindsay stopped on the way home at a scheduled appointment with her OB/GYN doctor. They didn't say anything about going into labor. "They checked everything and said it was fine," Lindsay said. 4 hours later, her water broke. And then Tilden came along. She was named after a little town near Chippewa Falls and the pond there where Lindsay fondly remembers learning to fish and catch turtles with her grandfather, who has since died. When Judge Foley, a father of 7, learned that the birth had cost him a juror, he mailed Lindsay a note and playfully accused her of making up a flimsy excuse to get out of serving. He mainly wanted to know if mom and baby were doing okay. An extra juror had been picked at the onset, but now they were down to the required 12. Adding to the drama, on the last day of the trial, one of the jurors overslept by an hour and finally woke to find many messages from the court on his phone. He rushed to the courtroom, averting a mistrial. "Once my blood pressure came down from stroke level, we had some fun teasing him, too," Foley said. A couple weeks later, Foley received a note from Lindsay and 2 photos of her baby, who was just under 5 pounds at birth and now is up to 6. She shared the timetable of how it all went down and expressed relief that the courtroom had not become a delivery room. Foley sent copies to Lindsay's fellow jurors, congratulating them on their surrogate godparent status. Contact Jim Stingl at 414-224-2017 or jstingl@juniorn.com. Connect with my public page at facebook.com/journalist.jimstingl.